out of the cheese.
I'm hungry.
Well, you're just going to have to wait till this amazing meal comes. Hi friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Well, recently, my good friend Noreen, Atticus9799, made a recipe she called, or made, let's just say she shared her secret recipe for chicken divan. How about that? She shared her secret recipe for chicken divan, and it looks so good. I mean, I'm a simple girl, folks. I've never heard of chicken divan. And if I heard of it, the name itself sounded too complicated for me to attempt. So I didn't. So her recipe looked so wonderful that I thought I would try it. So when I went in the pantry to get a jar of my home canned chicken in broth, I came across a jar of my rabbit. So I thought, well, let's change it up. Let's make rabbit divan. Now, please, folks, don't email me and say, that's not how it's done and that's not the right ingredients, because I'm winging this. I'm remembering Noreen's video and I'm just running with it. So, what we're going to do, oh, Angus, you going to help Mommy? So what we have here for ingredients is we have an onion. We have a can of Canadian mushroom. We have a head of broccoli chopped up. We have a jar of rabbit with the broth. We have assorted cheese. And also you're going to need sour cream, and you're going to need to save this broth for gravy. You're going to need sour cream and some half and half cream or heavy cream and whatever else I can think of to throw in there. Oh, Daddy's putting the babies in the porch. I'll update that later. I don't know if you can see this, folks, but I got dogs on either side of me here. So first off, I'm going to, oh, another country heard from. We're going to take the broth out of the rabbit. I have a nice casserole dish here that has been buttered, just in case anything wants to stick. All right, there's our broth we're going to save. Now, we're just going to try and get the rabbit out of the jar here. It's got the bones in it, and we'll debone it right in the casserole dish. Okay. Now, look at this beautiful rabbit. It just falls apart in your hands. I'll just take the bones out. Okay, now we've got our rabbit in here. We're going to put our broccoli in here. We're just going to kind of break it up into bite-sized pieces. Angus, you don't like broccoli. Oh, maybe he does. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Now, we're going to take our onions. I'm going to dice them nice and fine. I want them fine because we want them to cook. I guess I should have been a little more careful about how I spread these out, eh? Alrighty. Let's get our mushrooms. Let's take our mushrooms. Now, if you want, you can use your dehydrated mushrooms. They'll probably cook up. You can rehydrate them a little bit and then put them partially rehydrated back in the casserole here. And they would probably just cook really lovely. Now, we have to grate some cheese, and then we're going to make the gravy. All right, now that we have our casserole ready and our cheese, let's take our rabbit broth over to the stove and let's make the wonderful gravy that's going to come out of this, all right? All right, here we have about 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and to that, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter, because we want this gravy to be quite thick, because the vegetables are going to give off their own juice when it's cooking. Let's get our oven preheating at 350 degrees. And let's just brown up this flour. Okay, let's add our chicken broth, or chicken jelly almost, eh? Let's get that thickening up. We got some grated garlic powder. Now, as you can see, this is already getting really thick because it was jelly broth and there was a whole lot of flour in there. Now we're going to add some half and half cream to loosen this up just a little bit. Remember, folks, I'm winging this from memory, so don't tell me this isn't how chicken divan made, because it's not. This is rabbit divan. And we're going to add a cup of sour cream. Get us some pepper in there. Oh, and that's lovely and bubbly. We're just going to mix this all together. We're going to turn the heat off now because we don't want the cream stuff scorching on the bottom. Alrighty, this is ready. Let's go back over to the table with this. Okay. Here we have our rabbit, our broccoli, our onions, and our mushrooms. Take our cream gravy, and oh my goodness, would you look at that. We're going to take some Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese has a tendency to scorch on the scorch in the heat, so we're going to put it on top of the cream sauce. And then we're going to take our sharp cheddar and our marble cheddar, and we're just going to put this all over the top. Okay, let's pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes, just long enough for the broccoli and onions to cook. Look at that. Rabbit divan. Let's get Daddy to the dinner table. That looks absolutely yummy. Must you pepper everything?
Well, I don't use salt on anything, so yes.
But yeah, could you not taste it first? Because I do put pepper in the food, you know. It's probably going to be really hot, honey.
That's what I'm a little concerned about there.
Well, blow on it.
Very good.
This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying thanks for the recipe for chicken divan, Noreen. I changed it up a little bit. We had rabbit divan. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.